Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your inner goddess reading for Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Moon. So, my lovely Cancer goddess, what is going on in your mind? What are your thoughts? What is it, self-affirming or self-defeating? You have the Six of Swords, the Page of Wands, and Curveball. So it could be that something unexpected, surprising, or disruptive has occurred lately for you. Something that is coming out of left field and perhaps catching you a bit off guard. And the Six of Wands says that maybe this wasn't the most pleasant situation. You're trying to create some beneficial change. You're having to move past something that was toxic or abusive. You're having to rethink your perspective about a challenging situation. Now, you may be playing the role of supporting someone to get past a difficult time, or you may be moving toward getting to a different destination. This is about trying to look at something from the other person's vantage point in order to come to some kind of resolution. So you want to create some beneficial changes. And the Page of Wands says that you've received some kind of news or message that requires an immediate response, something for you to take action on. And so you may be considering how to create some beneficial changes in light of some kind of curveball that's been thrown your way. Now, for some of you, maybe this is about, going to another destination. It could be travel, it could be a holiday, it could be relocating, it could be dealing with people at a distance, meeting up with someone that's coming from somewhere far away. The Page of Wands speaks of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, so a person with that element may be involved. But this is just you being excited or ardent about something. Maybe you're trying to motivate someone else at a distance. This could be, getting a deeper fan base or more followers, or you are trying to create change. You're trying to get to the other side of a situation, and yet before you make it, you may have to revisit old issues, past situations, in order to clear those up. So you're taking some kind of action, and making some small changes could make a big difference in the way you engage with others professionally, emotionally, socially. It could be that you are going to take some kind of trip, or you're going to go to some kind of gathering, and maybe something that puts you in the center of attention. And you'll realize that there have been some changes and that you're better prepared than perhaps you may have considered. So this is about you actively planting the seeds based on some kind of new enthusiasm or desire. Now, negatively, you may be moving on from situations where there's been some unreliability, some immaturity. This is about, energy that's burning but with no kind of direction. So, there's no goal in sight. It's a lot of enthusiasm, but, things could burn out or burn in the wrong direction. So you are trying to move past and create some beneficial changes. Now, how are you feeling about your body? Are you satisfied? Are you feeling healthy? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you pleased with your presentation? You have the Eight of Cups and the Three of Swords. So there's some kind of frustration that you're experiencing, perhaps with regard to your health. Maybe you want to take your health or a regimen or how you look in another direction. You're just not satisfied. You want to break from the status quo or the past. Or maybe you've been involved in something that's been emotionally unfulfilling, heartbreaking, grief-stricken, and you want to get away from that. It's taking a toll on you physically. For some of you, maybe you're having difficulty walking, or you need to do more walking, or you're interested in, hiking or something like that. But maybe you experience pain, or you're facing some kind of surgery. Or again, maybe the interference of other people, or, constant arguments or dissension are taking a toll on your health. For some of you, this may be, if you have difficulty walking or movement, maybe you're dealing with rheumatism, or you have some foot problems. Could be that you also have some problems with prescription drugs, so be careful of that. Some of you may be dealing with issues surrounding your kidney stones, kidney inflammation. Again, you may be facing some kind of minor surgery, dealing with heart issues. There could be some malnutrition, so you may want to look at your diet. Maybe, again, you're just dealing with some kind of loss or grief that's making it difficult for you to move on from a situation, and it's also wearing on your health. Perhaps there have been arguments, or simply there's been a breakdown in communication. You're not being understood right now, and you want to get past that. There's some frustration about what lies ahead of you. Maybe you're frustrated about the way that you look, your image, your presentation. You want to make some changes, but you're not quite sure of what you want to do. This says, don't give up on you. Don't give up on you, Cancer. Whatever necessary changes, if you're dealing with something that is, maybe debilitating in some way, just seek to improve that. Change your diet. Schedule in the exercise that you need. Look at making some changes. But the key is to, continue to believe in yourself and your ability, because the way you feel emotionally has a great bearing on your physical health. Now, what is it that you need to focus on regarding your passion? This is the way you take care of yourself, the way you honor yourself on an emotional and creative level. So you have Ace of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. So these are two great cards about prosperity. Being excited and motivated to start something, and being given the green light to go from the universe. So you feel a lot of enthusiasm. Maybe you've gained some kind of awareness that has triggered a eureka moment for you about what you need to do, and you're ready to get going. You're ready to apply your will, your desire. With the Queen of Pentacles, maybe this has to do with your sense of prosperity and growing something. It could be your business, it could be your family, it could be your environment, it could be the way you take care of yourself, your body image. All of this is a positive sign about getting started to organize, to plan, to see some tangible results. For some of you, this may tie to an earth sign person, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, male or female. But this is about managing, organized spending, looking at that bottom line, and again, getting that result. So you could be very enthusiastic about giving birth to something. The essential essence of this Queen of Pentacles is mothering something, whatever is important to you, taking care to nurture it, to grow it. And you have take the risk. So now the Ace of Wands is a lot of enthusiasm to get moving, but it's also an energy that can fade out quickly if it's not acted upon. So, maybe you've gotten some kind of curveball information or message where perhaps there's been a lot of frustration, uncertainty. You need to move past a negative situation, and you need to get excited, reignited about taking charge of a situation to establish yourself, put something on a firm footing, whether that's your relationship, your family, or a project that you're interested in. This is saying, step out there. You're being given the go-ahead. Have the confidence to take the risk. Now, what is your strength, your superpower, your goddess magic so that you can manifest? And what is your gift that you have to share with others? You have the Hanged Man and the Magician reversed. So now, perhaps this is about, taking your time. The Hanged Man says putting spiritual concern above the material or the worldly is important right now. So your strength comes in taking perhaps a time out or a step back to maintain your composure in the face of a curveball and gain a fresh perspective about your situation. Perhaps where you haven't claimed your ability, your authority, your power, where you haven't been a self-starter, where you failed to take the initiative. The Hanged Man says it's time for you to take a fresh approach, to look at something from a different angle. Where are you making unnecessary sacrifice that doesn't pay off? And where are you not making enough sacrifice that would support the goal or the common good or the greater good? You may have to look at surrendering to an opposing viewpoint, something that challenges the way you've looked at something. Now, the Magician says, you're not taking responsibility for something. You're not owning up to your own accountability, or something is not going the way that you had planned. So perhaps you may give up on your responsibility. Maybe you're going to let a situation go because you don't have the skills, the experience, or the knowledge. Now, it's important that you recognize when you don't have that, or whether, again, you're just giving up on yourself. So this is about looking at where you may be inadequate or not fully being accountable for a lack. So you're either in danger of being overconfident about something or way too underconfident. Maybe you're taking on too much. Maybe you're out of your depth with regard to a situation. Or maybe something is not as it seems. So you're having to look at things to, again, maybe look at deception that's playing out in your life, or where you're projecting something onto others, where you may be deceiving yourself. Maybe you're being very petulant about something, or you're taking your power and you're misusing it, or consequently, you're just tired. You're lonely. You're tired of doing things by yourself. You lack the confidence to initiate the changes that need to be made. Maybe your communication is blocked. Maybe there are misunderstandings. It's misdirected. It could be that there's a tendency to mistrust, to see others as trying to exploit, or they're going to pull a fast one on you, or they're going to con you out of something, when that's actually blocking you. So this is saying, look at look at your circumstance through clear eyes. You may be dealing with something mental, psychological, a nervous illness. Maybe you need to get some kind of therapy or counseling. But the true magic is in altering your consciousness and seeing through illusions. And you have this great card, Ace in the Hole. So when you maintain your composure, when you step back from situations and objectively view them, yourself and others, about what the real ability is, where you may be blocking your ability, where there's misuse of power, that is your ace in the hole. Now, what's your love lesson in relation to yourself or other people? You have, when things fall apart, I get a chance to start fresh. And that's what this Hanged Man is all about. That's your strength. changing your approach, a fresh perspective about life, and not giving up on you. When things fall apart, when you're frustrated, when there's some uncertainty, you've gotten a few curveballs, sometimes it pays off to step out there in a new direction, get excited about something, and take the risk. So whatever you're experiencing, while it may be uncomfortable, it's also an opportunity. It's a chance to do it differently, to do it better. Now, what is the goddess archetype that you are meant to embody during this period? You have Metis, wisdom. So let's see what she's all about. Experience, woven together with knowledge, creates a beautiful thing, wisdom. Its parts are intertwined like a finely made rope that is so strong it can't be cut. Wisdom, once earned, becomes an essential part of you. Right now, the Greek goddess of wisdom, Metis, says you know exactly what to do in your current circumstances. The real question is, do you have the courage and commitment to make a wise choice? Your answer is not to hide. You are being invited to look within rather than without. Take the wisdom you already have and apply it to your question. Perhaps, however, you must instead draw forth the humility to find someone wiser to weigh in. In this powerful time, others may seek you out for your wisdom. This is also an auspicious period when new relationships are founded on deep truths shared with others. You are entering a potent period of your life to share all that you are and all you have learned. Extraordinary things are possible when the goddess Metis reminds you of your wisdom and the need to express it. Now, that was very fitting because, again, this emphasizes that your strength is going within and putting the material concerns aside to focus on the spiritual to gain enlightenment for answers. It also speaks of recognizing when you don't have the experience, knowledge, expertise, and getting that fresh approach from someone else. Or, again, offering that to others. Now, what's the final message that the universe wants you to know? I surrender. Wow. Which is exactly what this Hangman card is. I surrender to a power greater than me so that the divine can flow through you. And, sometimes you may see surrender as defeat, but sometimes surrender can be very empowering, or it can take the load off of you. When you pass that baton to spirit, it means you can rest easy. You can let them do all of the work. So I surrender to a power greater than me. Now, what's the underlying energy for this reading? You have the High Priestess, and hang in there. Hang in there. So you're making a decision about whether you can toe the line, go the distance. And this is saying hang in there. You're reevaluating something. And you're having to look at a lot of projection because your emotions make a strong impact on others. And in some cases, whatever you're feeling, whatever your mood is being reflected back to you, whether you realize it or not. And your relationships are undergoing some kind of change. Your professional ones, the personal ones, and likely the women in your life. So you're reconstructing, you're reevaluating, and probably with the intent to start something new, to establish something, to grow something. And again, taking some time out to gain some composure, some objectivity, to tap into your intuition is going to be very important. You can rely on your intuition, but you will have to monitor your moods and not let that get in the way so that you don't confuse it with intuition. And this is not a time for you to be overly analytical and extremely logic where you fail to tap into your intuition. You have to be careful of distorting things, projecting things, so that you're not twisting the rules to the game so that they suit you. For example, this may be saying, basically an excuse, saying that this has to be done this way because that's what you're comfortable with. And so you project this propaganda to others so that that will be the basis of why you're doing what you're doing. So avoid that. It could also be you're trying to move on from an abusive situation. Maybe you're trying to protect other people. But your desire to protect or make decisions for others could create friction in your relationships. It could make your relationships more challenging. And you're also having to look at situations to see them for what they are. Is this your destiny, or was this just something that crossed your path? You're looking at opportunities and what's attached to those opportunities. And that's good. What is the fine print? What are the strings that are required? So, this is about you maybe not throwing curveballs yourself, where you try to throw people off about what your real intentions are. Right now, it could be a focus on your daughter, a sister, maybe your own singleness. Maybe you're getting some counseling or you're doing that. This is about getting some advice. Something hasn't been revealed, but it may be coming to light. You may need to connect with people in the know, people that have more knowledge, expertise than you do, or you may be offering your psychological insights or your moral guidance to others. So this is about delving into the unknown, solving some mysteries, something going on behind the scenes, the influence perhaps inside of you. So you're reevaluating how you feel, your belief system, your any promises that have been made, goals that you're trying to achieve, and you're having to listen to that inner voice to guide you so that you can see something clearly and so that you can handle it more quickly and more effectively. Now, this is about, again, some kind of dilemma where you're having to move past a frustrating situation. You're doing a review. There may be an opportunity on the horizon, and you're having to pause to see if you're ready to move forward. Could be to travel, could be a job opportunity, could be to connect with another person to join forces, could be, simply to prove your point with regard to something. So you're doing a review, and you're going to have to draw on your passion, your enthusiasm. You're going to need to have a vision, and you're going to need to boldly assert yourself in support of that vision, which means you're going to have to get the facts right and not let your emotions get in the way. Because if you start being driven by ego, you may get a reality check. Something may not go as planned, and if you don't have the confidence or initiative that you need to, you may find that you're outmanned, outgunned. The competition is going to take you, to the cleaners, or, they're going to eat your lunch. So you have three major cards in here: the Hanged Man, the Magician Reverse, and the High Priestess. So you're going to have to make some important decisions, reevaluate something, change your perspective about your capabilities or your belief system about perhaps being conned or how you need to deal with deception or the abuse of power. And something about your situation means you need to pay attention to the details, because timing is critical. You may need to take immediate action to move on from a situation, walk away from it. Maybe you're frustrated about being abandoned in some cases, or there's some codependency going on. And you're also focused on making progress in your goals. So choices are going to be necessary, decisions for further development. Now, number 3 is very important for you in this reading. So how you can remain rational, the way you rationalize situations is important. How much, how well you can deal with whatever is happening to you and around you in your environment.